Hey, yo, it's your boy Bess. Welcome back to the Straight to the Point podcast, episode 19, y'all. First and foremost, as always, I want to thank God for waking me up this morning and allowing me to talk about sports, which is something that I love to do. Okay, in today's episode, I'm trying to make it as quick as possible. In today's episode, it's going to be the best five plays of week 12, so this prior week. And then I'm going to dip my chip into the NBA just a little bit. We're going to talk about the NBA for a little bit. Then I'm going to give you my picks for week 13, okay, which is right around the corner. So let's go ahead and let's get into the best five plays of week 12. Okay, this was a hard week to pick plays. Okay, it really was. I was sitting there trying to find the exact best five, quote unquote six, with the honorable mention and everything. So this was probably my hardest week, but I did get my five plus my honorable mention. The honorable mention got to go to Traylon Burks. Okay, since the Titans traded AJ Brown, they need somebody to step up and make plays at the receiver position. Okay, and Traylon Burks was drafted last year to kind of replace AJ Brown because he was a big time receiver in college. So he's starting to show his big time receiver ability with jump balls like this. He's a big body receiver that can make these kind of plays. Like I said, just to kind of replace AJ Brown, they need somebody to go out there and make plays because your offense is centered on Derrick Henry, right? You want to run the ball all day. So when you do run the play action, you want to find receivers down the field that can make plays in one-on-one coverage. And Traylon Burks, if he can continue to play like this, he will be able to replace A.J. Brown, who they traded to the Eagles. So that is my honorable mention for the week. Now, number 5, I got to go with David Njoku, y'all. This one-handed grab with 38 seconds left. Okay, it was a huge play. And this is what, look, when Jacoby Brissett is your quarterback, y'all got to step up and make plays, right? Receivers got to step up and make grabs. And look, one-on-one with Devin White, he went up and grabbed the ball one hand, great catch, and you did make it to the best five plays of week 12. Probably the first time this year I haven't heard David Njoku's name all year, so good job, David Njoku. Number 4, Devontae Adams. Look, this might be a weekly occurrence because he is the best receiver in the league and he will make best receiver in the league kind of plays every single week. I can argue his pass interference on this play. I can argue he was being held by the hand. Their DB was literally holding one of his hands. But if you're not holding both his hands, he's going to catch the ball. And Devontae Adams did do that because he is the best receiver in the game, y'all. And plays like this are made on weekly basis. And then plus, like I said, he was held on this play. So one-handed grab, plus he was held. That's double bonus points. Great job, Devontae Adams, making plays for this Raiders offense. Number 3, I got to go with DeAndre Hopkins, another great receiver in this league when it comes to hands. Every time DeAndre Hopkins has been in my best 5 plays, it's been because of a catch. Any kind of catch, a one-handed catch, behind the back, between the legs, any kind of catch. Those are the kind of hands DeAndre Hopkins has had his whole career. Great grab by DeAndre Hopkins. You did make it to the best 5 plays of week 12. I got to go. Number 2, Josh Jacobs. Okay, this is kind of like last week when it comes to performance because not only did he have the walk-off 86-yard touchdown, right, but the whole game he had 33 rushes, 229 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I thought his offense would be able to air it out the whole game when they had Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Adams, and they had Josh Jacobs, who I thought occasionally would get involved. But ever since Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow went down, even early in the season, Josh Jacobs has been the focal point of this offense. Run the ball and you'll be successful. As simple as that, Josh McDaniels. So keep giving him the ball. He's making plays. He's winning games for you. He's putting up 229 yards. So keep giving him the rock. And then number 1. This is kind of the first time of me doing this, but it's Trevor Lawrence and Marvin Jones. Okay, it's Trevor Lawrence because look at the drive. This is the game-winning drive he put together. Watch all of these throws. Okay, these throws, starting with the 3rd and 21 throw, these throws was on the money, right on the spot. Nice darts. He's showing his what we thought he would be coming out of college, right? Coming out of college, we thought Trevor Lawrence would be the best quarterback of this generation. That's what we thought. That's the expectations that we had. And why would you blame us for doing that, right? He's one of the greatest college quarterbacks in history, right? And as a freshman, he won national championships. So we thinking, okay, you're going to come into the NFL. It's going to take a couple years to get the Jacksonville team going because they were just so bad. But he's showing his ability to be that number 1 quarterback that you need to win football games in the NFL. So this drive right here was perfect. Then the pass to Marvin Jones for the touchdown that actually tied the game. No, I'm sorry, that made them go down by 1 point. Made them go down by 1 point. And Marvin Jones, look at the grab. He got 1 foot down, then the shin. His shin did hit the ground. So for those of y'all saying he did not catch it, he did catch it, because as long as your shin or your knee hit the ground, it counts as 2 feet. So it did slide on the ground, and he did get the touchdown. So great job, Marvin Jones. And then we can look at this 2 point conversion to Zay Jones. Look at the throw. He did brought Zay Jones in motion. He ran an out route, and Trevor Lawrence threw a complete dot to Zay Jones. Either Zay Jones was going to get it or nobody was going to get it. Great job by Trevor Lawrence. Keep showing us these plays. Keep showing us these drives you can put together, and you will be one day a top 10, almost top 5 quarterback. One day, not right now, but you're showing the potential to be the prince that was promised, and the prince that we all thought will one day become a king in the NFL. So great job, Trevor Lawrence and Marvin Jones. Y'all are number one on the best 5 plays of Week 12. Now, let's go ahead and dip that chip into the NBA. Okay, so I'm still trying to figure out how I'm putting the NBA into this podcast, because I do 2 episodes a week. So, and NBA games are every single day. So I got to be able to keep up with it and get certain things onto each episode, if that makes sense. I might just do mostly NBA stuff on my Friday episode, because that's the end of the week, so I can get the whole week, a whole week worth of notes and a whole week worth of stats and highlights to put together for one episode. So I'm still trying to figure it out. But last night, all right, so I'm sorry, Friday night. So last night, this Saturday, of course, I'm doing this episode. But Friday night, the Lakers did beat the Bucks 133 to 129. And the Lakers, mind y'all, they're 9-12, okay, but 6 teams have 11 losses that's in front of them. So the Lakers are trending in the right direction to get into the playoffs eventually. It's still early, but they are looking forward to getting to the playoffs. Anthony Davis has been hot, okay. He's playing like the first year in LA AD and the New Orleans AD. Y'all, he put up 44 points and 10 rebounds. And then the other Batman of the team, the GOAT, King James, put up 28 points, 11 assists, and 8 rebounds. Giannis, of course, had 40 points, 7 rebounds. Drew Holiday had 28 points and 9 assists. So both teams, star and co-star, made plays and did a good job in that game. But look at Anthony Davis' last 8 games, guys. His last 8 games, he's had 44 points and 10 rebounds. 27 points and 12 rebounds, 25 points and 13 rebounds, 25 points and 15 rebounds, 37 points and 21 rebounds, 30 points and 18 rebounds, 38 points and 16 rebounds, 37 points and 18 rebounds. Anthony Davis is playing his butt off, y'all, and this is what they need, okay? I remember earlier when I made my first episode for the NBA, I said, look, the Lakers aren't going anywhere because of how the roster is constructed. You added Patrick Beverley, which is not helping. Russell Westbrook is still starting. He needs to be on the bench, and they have made that adjustment. They put Russ on the bench, and he's playing much better. But I did not expect Anthony Davis to play like he did in New Orleans. I didn't expect the first year AD. I feel like ever since Anthony Davis won his first ring, it's kind of like, not necessarily that he don't care, but he doesn't have that dog in him anymore, because he got what he wanted, which was a ring. But if he keeps playing like this team has the ability to go to the finals, because LeBron gonna bring it whenever y'all need him to. We just need AD. AD is the X factor, right? He is who needs to lead this team. He has to be the leading scorer on this team, because he is a top 5 player potentially, right? I wouldn't say right now he's top 5, right? I would say Luka, Jason Tatum, not in any order, but Luka, Jason Tatum, Steph Curry, LeBron, and KD. That would be my top 5. Right, as of right now, because LeBron is still putting up 28, 30 points whenever he has to, so he's still in my top 5. So I think AD still has the top 5 potential, and if he can keep playing like this, once again, he's not gonna play this every night, like it's impossible. And then we're praying he doesn't get hurt. This team can be really good going down the stretch if Anthony Davis can put up these kind of numbers. All right, so Wednesday night versus the Bulls, Devin Booker put up 51 points, y'all. He went 20 for 25. That is very efficient. He only missed 5 shots. He went 6 for 7 from the 3-point line. And in his last 3 games, Devin Booker put up 44, 51, and 41. Okay, Devin Booker is a scoring machine, okay? And I think that if he keeps playing like this, he can work his way into the MVP conversation, okay? We talk about the best scorers in the league. Devin Booker got to be a top 5 scorer in this league. So much love for Devin Booker and that 51-point performance. And then also that same night, Wednesday night, Against Miami, Jason Tatum put up 49 points and 11 rebounds, still continuing to make his case for MVP. But at this moment, currently, right now, my MVP front runners got to be Luka, which is averaging 33.4 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. I'm sorry. So he's almost close to averaging a triple double. Second, I got to go with Jason Tatum, 30 points a game, 8 rebounds, 4.4 assists. He's doing good, and he's the best player on one of the best teams in the NBA. Okay, so you got to keep that in consideration when you think about MVPs. Same with Steph Curry. Steph Curry, third on my MVP front runners. He's averaging 30 points, 6 rebounds, well 6.9. So really say 7 rebounds and 7 assists. So Curry is doing, other than scoring, he's doing things in the rebound and assist category, and he's a guard, averaging 7 rebounds a game, and that's Steph Curry we're talking about, little old Steph Curry. So he is making an effort to win MVP this year, and I think he is third in my MVP front runners. But I want y'all to keep an eye on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, okay, the guard for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He is averaging 31 points. 5 rebounds, 4.9 rebounds, 5 rebounds, and 6.1 assists. Okay, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is playing for a team that is 9-13. He's playing on a bad team, putting up these kind of numbers. So I'm pretty sure 9 of those wins are because of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So I think when we think about MVPs, right, people want to say it's the best player on the best team. I think an MVP should be player that if that team did not have, they would be terrible without him. That's what I think value means. What does this player bring to my team? They bring enough to help us win games, and when they're not there, we're going to lose games. That's why I think LeBron should have won MVP the past almost 10 years, right? Because I think that every team he goes to, he makes them a championship contender. So without him, they're garbage. They're bad. That's how I feel about the MVP. I think it should be the most valuable player, which means if you're not playing, this team is going nowhere. If Luka Doncic does not play for the Mavericks would be the worst team in the league, hands down, no questions asked. Because they don't have another player that can carry that team. They don't have another player that can put up the numbers that Luka's putting up. And Jason Tatum, right, left the Celtics, they will still have Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown on night-to-night basis is putting up Jason Tatum kind of numbers, right? He's also a good scorer on the team. So they will be okay. They wouldn't be the same, but they will be okay. Same with Steph Curry. Steph Curry left the team. Actually, Steph Curry is very valuable on the Warriors. I think without Steph Curry, that team is not that good either. So I think Steph Curry and Luka really are the front runners when it comes to my definition of the MVP. Who brings the most value to a team? Jason Tatum is great, no questions asked. But if he was to get hurt, I think Jaylen Brown can carry the load until he gets back. If Luka get hurt, the Dallas Mavericks are going 0 and whatever. They're losing every single game. Same with the Warriors, kind of sort of. Steph gets hurt, they're going to struggle, but they'll still find ways to win because they have enough around Steph. All right, so that is my little NBA segment, okay? More to come in the future. Like I said, I think I'm going to do the Friday/Saturday, whichever day I do the episode. I'm going to talk about the NBA on those days because that'll be the end of the week, and I can get enough game stats highlights for the NBA. But now let's go ahead and get into my picks, my week 13 picks in the NFL. First game, the Steelers at Atlanta. Okay, I'm going to go with my Pittsburgh Steelers, and this is why. Since week 10, so from week 10 to week 12, my Steelers been averaging 163 rushing yards. That's fourth in the NFL in that span. And we're going against the 9th worst rush defense when it comes to yards allowed. So they allow a lot of yards per rush. They allow a lot of yards per game. So they're like the season total of yards that they have allowed, they're the 9th worst in the league in run defense. So we're going against a bad run defense. And I think Najee Harris, he should be healthy. And Jaylen Warren, we can use that 1-2 combo, and we can run the football. Hopefully Atlanta will be getting the key on the run. Then that's when the play action comes into play. You realize Kenny Pickett been playing a lot better lately when we have a run offense because it takes pressure off of a rookie quarterback, right? Most young quarterbacks need a run game to kind of get themselves going, right? We didn't have that at first, so Kenny was struggling. Kenny also has not turned the ball over in that span, so I believe my Steelers are going in the right direction, and we can get another win on the road in Atlanta. Okay, next is the Packers versus the Bears. I'm going to go with the Packers, okay? I think Aaron Rodgers is playing, but this game has to be a running the ball kind of game. Aaron Rodgers should not have over 25 pass attempts, maybe not even over 20. I think that the Packers have to run the ball at least 25 times because you're going against the defense and the Bears that average that is the eighth worst defense in yards per carry, which means they allow a lot of yards per carry. So Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, I'm expecting huge days from y'all, Packers. Run the football, get them going, wear the Bears down, just wear them down, and get going on the ground game. Okay, so I got the Packers beating the Bears. Then next we got Jacksonville going to Detroit. I think Trevor Lawrence has momentum after that comeback win against the Ravens and that drive I just showed y'all not too long ago with him making those passes. Sometimes I think there's a game in every player's life, right? That kind of is the kickstart. It's kind of the fire starter. It starts the fire. It starts the momentum for them to have a good season / good career. I think he can finish this season momentum wise off of what he did in that last game. So I think Trevor Lawrence is in good hands against the Lions defense that is pretty bad. They're going against the third worst defense in yards allowed per pass attempt. Right, they're going against a bad pass defense. I think Trevor Lawrence will have a great day, and I think Jacksonville can win this game against the Lions. Minnesota and the Jets. Okay, record wise, it's going to be a great game, but I think Mike White going into Minnesota is not going to be that good of a game. I think I'm going with Minnesota. Okay, Minnesota's defense is pretty bad, right? But you're looking at Mike White, a backup quarterback, going into a playoff environment because the Minnesota Vikings are a playoff team. Going into a playoff environment, you have to win a game on the road in Minnesota. I just don't see it happening, so I'm going with the Vikings at home against the Jets, okay? Next, I got the Commanders over the Giants. Okay, look, the Commanders are red hot. They've won 6 of their last 7 games. And this is before Chase Young comes back. Chase Young is still in the works of coming back. They said it's a long shot for him to play this weekend, so he's on his way back. But the Giants have lost 3 of their last 4 games. I think the Giants are trending in the wrong direction. And this is what I said in my last episode. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs because I think reality is really starting to smack them in the face. I think that momentum they had when they was hot winning all them games are gone and down the drain. So I am going with the Commanders over the Giants on Sunday. Next, this is my upset alert. Basically, it's an upset alert. This is my upset game for the week. I got to go with the Titans over the Eagles, and here's why. Okay, the Eagles' run defense is not what we think. It's not as good as people think. Okay, the Eagles' run defense, they have the 9th worst defense in yards per carry allowed. So they allow 4.7 yards per carry. You're going against the best running back in the league in Derrick Henry. Okay, so what do you expect is going to happen? I think the Titans will run the ball and keep Jalen Hurts and that offense on the sideline. Run the ball, eat up clock. They better win time of possession if they're going to win this game. I think they will win time of possession by a lot, and they can win this game. Ryan Tannehill make the necessary throws, but Derrick Henry will have a big day in Philly on Sunday. So I got the Titans over the Eagles, all right? The Ravens over the Broncos. Look, the Broncos just not good enough to win this game, in my opinion. The Broncos just lost to the Panthers. I know the Ravens just lost to the Jaguars, but the Broncos lost to the Panthers, lost to Sam Darnold. And the Broncos defense is good enough to slow down Lamar in that offense. They're really good. I think the Broncos have really a top 5, top 6 defense. They just don't have any offense. Russell Wilson's not helping them out at all. So I think that the defense can slow Lamar down. It'll be probably a low scoring game, right? But I don't think Russ can get the job done on offense. Even though the Ravens defense is bad, I just don't think that Russ can get the job done on the road against the Ravens. And like I said, the Broncos offensively just isn't good. So I got to go with the Ravens for that pick. If the Broncos win, I'll be very happy. Very happy. But I'm going to go with the Ravens over the Broncos. Next, I'm going to go with Cleveland over the Texans. This was a hard game for me. This was a hard game because I know Deshaun Watson's coming back. Deshaun's going to Houston to play. And with all the drama, controversy, all of that, I think that Deshaun is not going to have a big game, but Nick Chubb will. Like, I think if the Texans were better, I would have picked the Texans. But the Texans just aren't good enough to me to beat the Cleveland Browns when Deshaun Watson not even going to be the best player on the field that day. Like, people think Deshaun coming back for a revenge game. This is his first game in 2 years. I don't think he's going to come out swinging like that. I think they're going to keep running the ball with Nick Chubb, and that's how they're going to beat the Texans. So I just don't think the Texans are good enough for an upset, but I really struggle picking this game because I feel like Houston is going to play good. They're going to play hard. They're going to play really good against Deshaun, right? But then again, on the flip side, Deshaun can go out there and have a good game, but I don't think he will. I just think Nick Chubb is going to eat the Texans alive, and I think the Browns will win that game. So no big game from Deshaun, but a big game from Nick Chubb. I'm going to the Seahawks over the Rams. Okay, the Rams just aren't themselves this year. Matthew Stafford's on IR. and Aaron Donald is out with an ankle injury. So I'm just going with the Seahawks. All signs are pointing at the Seahawks. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks, who are kind of hot right now. Lost last week to the Raiders, but I think without Aaron Donald, without Matthew Stafford, this Rams team is nothing. So I think the Seahawks will win this game against the Rams. And these next two games are games of the week. Okay, y'all have to watch these games. The Titans and Eagles is also a game of the week, but I think the 49ers and the Dolphins are a huge game this week. And I'm going with the 49ers over the Dolphins. Okay, I think the San Francisco 49ers, their defense is the best in the league. Okay, and it's in San Francisco. It's not in Miami. It's in San Francisco. Okay, the 49ers defense, listen to this. The 49ers defense has not allowed a point in the last 94 game minutes. Okay, I'm not good at math. I'm not really that good at math, right? I'm a communication major, not a math major. That's an hour and 34 minutes. They have not allowed a point. Okay, so that is just great football. Last week they shut out the Saints, so they're playing great football right now. And then they also have not allowed a point in the last 4 games. So the last 4 games, in the second half, they have not allowed a point. So D'Amico Ryan, the defensive coordinator for the 49ers, is doing a great job with this defense, not allowing people to score. Okay, and people can't score against that high-flying offense with Kyle Shanahan calling plays. You just can't beat this team. So I think that the 49ers will beat Tua and them. I think Tua will get beat up this game. I think Nick Bosa is going to have a huge game. Teron Armstead, the tackle for the Dolphins, is not playing. So I think that they're going to get a lot of pressure on Tua, and that they're going to make this offense struggle a lot. I know they got Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, but I trust D'Amico Ryan to drop a game plan to slow those two down and get pressure on Tua. All right, the next game of the week, of course, is the Bengals and the Chiefs, and I am going with the Bengals. Okay, they are the home team. Not only that, but Jamar Chase might come back. Right now, he's questionable. But last week, the Bengals beat a red-hot Titans team. Okay, they beat a red-hot Titans team. People say, okay, the Titans lost to the Bengals last week in the playoffs, so it's a revenge game. The Bengals won on the road in Tennessee. Now, people saying this week the Chiefs lost to the Bengals last week in the AFC Championship game. Revenge game. I think the Bengals will win again. Guys, the Bengals are a very scary team. I am scared of Joe Burrow. Like, literally, I am scared of Joe Burrow. I'm scared of this team. When they started out 0-2, I told 1-3, I believe. I told 0-2 and then 1-3. I told people, look, do not sleep on the Bengals. I know they're struggling right now, but do not sleep on them. Even when my Steelers beat them the first week, I said, look, I'm still scared of Joe Burrow and them. I'm not gonna count them off at all. They're ready. They're getting hot at the right moment, and they are coming in hot against the red hot. And the Chiefs won the last 5 games, so it's gonna be a great game. But I think the Bengals will win this game. And Jamar Chase might come back, but T. Higgins, the wide receiver 2 for the Bengals, is coming off a back-to-back 100-yard games, okay? And the Chiefs' defense, I don't think is that good. So I think Joe Burrow will have a great day against the Chiefs. I think Patrick Mahomes have a good day, too. This might be a high-scoring game, but I think the Bengals will pull it out, especially if Jamar Chase comes back. And Joe Mixon might come back as well. Next, the Raiders and the Chargers. I'm going with the Raiders, okay? The Raiders are at home, and I think they remember that Week 1 game. Week 1, they lost to the Chargers 19-24, the first game of the season. So I think they're going to remember that game, and they're coming off of 2 wins straight. They're coming off that big win against the Seahawks, right? The walk-off touchdown by Josh Jacobs, as we saw earlier. I'm going to take the Raiders, y'all. And the Chargers allow the most yards per carry in the league. They allow 5.4 yards per carry. Josh Jacobs is going to eat this game. He's going to eat at home. And then don't forget, Devontae Adams in the first week had 10 catches, 141 yards against the Chargers. Okay, so you can't stop the run. So you got to worry about Josh Jacobs. But then again, you can't stop Devontae Adams. So who you going to stop? Whoever you do stop, the other one's going to just go crazy on you. So I'm going with the Raiders over the Chargers. And I think the Raiders are starting to figure out what their identity is as an offense. Run the ball and throw it to Devontae Adams. Simple as that. All right, the Cowboys, and then Sunday night, Cowboys and the Colts play. I'm going with the Cowboys. The Colts are just not good enough to win this game, in my opinion, but they do have a chance. They do have a chance because the Cowboys have the 10th worst defense in yards allowed per rush. If the Colts can run the ball with Jonathan Taylor, they have a chance. Right, this defense is not that good at the run. They allow 4.7 yards per rush. If you can run the ball with Jonathan Taylor, you have a chance. If not, you're going to lose. If you start passing the ball, Michael Parsons and them are going to get after the quarterback, and they're going to make this game maybe a blowout, okay? Because the Colts defense is not that great. The offense is only good if Jonathan Taylor gets going. So if you want to win this game in Dallas, Run the football. Simple as that. Just keep running the ball. Eventually, something will pop off. But I'm going with the Cowboys because the Cowboys are a better team and they are at home. And then last but not least, I'm going with the Bucks over the Saints on Monday night. Look, the Saints just don't have enough this year, okay? I think the Saints are looking forward to next year when they can get some pieces back. Marshawn Lattimore is still hurt, I believe. Michael Thomas not coming back. And it's just a lot going on with them. And then Andy Dalton just starting quarterback. And Andy Dalton hasn't showed this year that he can win any big-time game, especially on Monday Night Football against Tom Brady and the Bucks, who are coming off of a loss in Cleveland in overtime. So I think they're pretty mad. So I'm going to go with the Bucks over the Saints, okay? And that is it for today. I'm going to talk about this one last thing for the last 5 minutes. But that's it in terms of sports and everything. I'm going to talk about this whole Jerry Jones situation, all right? Real quick. Black people, I understand where y'all are coming from, right? When Kyrie Irving said what he said, y'all wouldn't give him a break. Y'all was all over him, right? I got it. And now Jerry Jones did this, and we're not asking people about it in the media. We're not making it a big deal, but what Kyrie said is a big deal. I got it. Okay. But what Jerry Jones did, y'all, that was like 60-something years ago. And his story could be true, right? He was there. He didn't know what was going on, so he was there out of curiosity, right? That could be the truth. We can't say he's lying, right? That could very well be the truth, and that was 60-something years ago. Okay? That's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to look in the mirror real quick. Look at yourself 10 years ago, right? Turn the clock back 10 years ago. Are you who you are now, right? 10 years ago, are y'all the same person? Basically what I'm saying. Like you now and you 10 years ago, are y'all the same person? You're not. Okay, and for those older people that's watching my show, y'all can turn the clock back 20 years, 40 years, 30 years. You're not the same person. So if Jerry Jones was there, right, who's to say that that's just, he was brought up in that time period as a young white boy, right? So he thought that was right. Right, so now as he's growing up, he's matured. He sees that we're all equal, all of that. Now it's different. Okay, so I'm on Stephen A's side. Right, that's so long ago. Why are we bringing this up? And then for Jerry Jones to be as old as he is, right, we're bringing a negative light on him. Right, we're bringing up this picture that I don't agree with. Okay, I think, like I said, this was so long ago. Let it go, people. It's over with. That was 60-something years ago. All right, so let's just drop it. Honestly, I don't think we should be looking at him as a racist, right? It's been, of course, over the past couple of years, there's been rumors that he's racist, but this picture shouldn't mean nothing. It shouldn't mean nothing, in my opinion. Okay, I think he could have changed if he was there. If he was there to support that riot they was having, then okay, he could have changed now, right? That was 60 years ago. He could change. But if he was there out of curiosity, like he said he was, then drop it. It's simple as that. This should not relate to the Kyrie Irving thing at all. Okay, what Kyrie Irving did was wrong. Simple as that. You don't go talking about people's religions and things of that nature, right? I'm not going to even dive into that problem, but I think we dropped the Jerry Jones thing. I'm not looking at him any differently. I think it's just very childish that we bringing up pictures from 60-some years ago. To try and bring negative light on Jerry. I don't like Jerry Jones, right? I don't like him, but I think this situation is a little unfair, right? But that is it for me. Okay, if y'all want to cancel my episode, y'all go ahead, do what y'all got to do, but I'm just going to tell it how it is. I'm going to keep it real, and I'm going to just be real with y'all. That's all I know how to do is be real, all right? But look, much love. All right, I'm out. It's championship weekend, so y'all make sure y'all watch the college football championships, all the conference championships, and then on Sunday, of course, week 13, we're getting closer to the playoffs. So y'all's teams got to pick it up. They're trying to get in. All right, especially mine in Pittsburgh. All right, but look, much love. I'm gone. All right, y'all stay safe. So you're cold outside. Y'all stay warm. Keep God first in your life, and you cannot go wrong. All right, Bess is out.